Hello everyone, it's David F, and I'm filming this on my phone because I'm a high quality YouTuber. But anyway, today I'm going to show you how to turn this into this. Notice how Mini Mally is changed to David F, and also it's changed to David F scored. But before I go on, I just want to say that you should only use this to sort of prank people. You should never do this and then claim it's your own clip, because that's just kind of like, you don't be that guy. All right, you should only use this to prank your friends or whatever, or make a YouTube video about, like me. But anyway, the first thing you're gonna want to do is find a clip you want to yoink, and then download Adobe After Effects. You can either get a free trial or pirate it somehow. I don't know how. But I would just recommend getting a free trial. By the way, the way to download YouTube videos is you go up into the address bar and you put the letters PP after YouTube, and then you hit enter, and it'll take you to this sketchy website where you can download the video. So once you've downloaded your video and downloaded the After Effects, you're going to want to go to File, New, and New Project. Then the way you put in your clip is you go over to this area over here, you double click, and it'll bring you to your File Explorer where you can go to wherever you downloaded that clip, and then you double click it and it'll put it in. So here we are, we have our video from Maui that we stole. A little tip is you want to have this on half or thirds so it renders faster. If you have a really fast computer, you can do full, but there's really no reason to if you can't really tell the difference. But anyway, the first thing you're gonna want to do is mask out Maui's name. So if you hit Z, it'll bring up the zoom tool. You can also go down here to, the zoom options. I just select the zoom tool, and then you can click G to get the pen tool out. You want to go click on the clip to let them know that you want to create a mask on that clip. Then you mask out Maui's name. So when you finish the mask, you'll want to go over here, click on the drop down, and set it to subtract. That's what you want to do when you're finished, but for now we're going to put it on none. So now we have a mask on Maui's name, and what we're going to want to do next is track it on every single frame, and this can get a little tedious. I used to do it all frame by frame by hand, but there's actually a mask tracker. You see, if I move forward frames, then the mask does not move with his name. So let's go back. So After Effects has a built-in tracker for the mask. So if you go down here to mask 1, you right click on it, you can click track mask, and over here in the tracker, you want to switch it to just position. You're not going to be, I think it does position, scale, and rotation by default, which is good for certain things, but the name is not going to be changing scale or rotation. So you're just going to want to do position, and so you can let it analyze, but there's going to be parts of the clip where the name is going to be more obscured and the tracker is going to have trouble. So you're going to want to be ready to pause it and manually track some frames. See, I'll just manually track some frames, but it's not perfect. You see, it's already like a little bit off. So we're going to select the clip. So I'm actually going to click mask 1, and then move it back over here. Just get it set straight. And then play again, let it keep analyzing. So right here, you can see Maui jumped out of the clip. So if we do control left arrow, we can bring it back to where it's correct, and then we can manually track these frames. Hit V for the select tool, because we still have the pen tool out, and there we go. And then hit control right arrow for the next frame. Drag it over and continue that. So you get the general idea. So I went ahead and copy pasted the my other clip back in. So the mask is pretty well tracked. This is the actual mask path I had in my video. Yeah, it's basically perfect, and it needs to be perfect for it to really sell the effect. So if you go down here, ignore these other two. Mask 1, you want to set this to subtract, Now you see there's a little black outline around Maui. Anyway, and then so this is the most important part of the whole thing. This is what makes it like work. Okay, so you want to go over here to content aware fill, and if you don't see content aware fill, you can go up here into window at the top and then click on content aware fill. It should pop up somewhere over here. Okay, so first of all, what content aware fill does is it fills in the bits you've masked out with pixels around it that are similar, and in order to make it look like whatever was there originally wasn't there. And this is pretty convenient because this is exactly what we need. So so alpha expansion is how many pixels extra goes outside the mask. You can do 0. I like to do 1 pixel. It gives it a little more slack. You can also do 2 pixels, and you can also do 0 pixels, so you can play with it. Okay, this lighting, you always want to do object fill method. These are for different things. You basically never want to use these. You always want to do object. Lighting correction, this is a new thing they've added. I've only played with it a little bit, but I just leave it off. I mean, you can probably do lighting correction strong. There'd be a little bit of a difference. The range will be the work area, and then you're going to want to click generate fill layer. Fair warning, it takes a couple of minutes to generate a fill layer. So don't click it multiple times because you think it's not working, because it will just break your computer. So the fill layer has been created, and as you can see, it's not perfect, but it's good enough to solve the effect. It effectively removes Maui's name. Like you can see if you look really closely, but when you put your own name over it, people will not see it at first glance. But it is not perfect, and so you can't you won't be able to put it in your montage and get away with it if you're like really popular, So don't use this to actually steal clips, just use it to prank people. But anyway, so now we need to put our own name over the fill layer. So you're going to want to track the name, or the health bar basically, and the ammo bar. I found that's the best way to get the most accurate track. So what you're going to do is, well, go to window, and then tracker down here. Once you have the tracker over here, you want to go to motion source, then the correct layer. Mine's Maui clip tutorial, and then you want to go current track. Well, if these are grayed out, go click on the layer that's correct, Maui clip tutorial. You want to click track motion. Okay, yeah, transform, position, and you should get a little track point. So we're going to zoom in a little bit. And so, all right, there we go. So what we want to do is we want to give it a pretty hefty track point, because we don't want to, track any of this by hands, because that would be gross. So what the first box is it the actual track point, and what the larger box is the area it looks, for the thing. And so, we're actually gonna make it a bit larger. We'll get it to track the name and the health bar. Yeah, this should be good. This should be good. Now we have the same sort of thing. We can either let it analyze all the way, or we can go frame by frame. We'll let it analyze until it messes up, and then we'll analyze frame by frame, just like last time. So let's just click play. Oh, yep, and he jumped out of it, so we're gonna move it back exactly to where it was before. Remember, our ammo bar was at the very bottom. And we're gonna analyze one more. Almost got it, but it really needs to be perfect in order to work. And you keep doing that. Really, the only places where the tracker is problem is when it's dashing, or when there's tons of red damaged thing in front of it. But apart from that, it's pretty good. So just make sure you have it perfect. Make sure you manually track the bits that the tracker messes up on, and you'll be good with that. So after you finish tracking it, you should have it basically perfect, because else it won't look good. And so what you want to do now is go up to layer, new, and null object. You can also do Control-Alt-Shift-Y, but wait, that's ridiculous. Just go up to layer, new, null object, and we can name this name track. There we go. And so what we want to do now is go down to our tracker, edit target, apply apply layer to layer name track, and then apply dimensions X and Y. And then so our null layer, which is this like red square thing, the red square, it'll move with the name now. Yeah, okay. And then so now what you want to do is you want to go into your files and open up, you want to get like your name with no background. You can do this by getting one of your replays, cutting it out with snipping tool, then using the PowerPoint background remover tool or Photoshop, but you probably don't have Photoshop. So go into PowerPoint, use the background remover tool. This takes like a little while. But anyway, once you have your name with no background, you want to drag that into the composition. You can click on name track, click P to open up its position, and then click on David, or just your name layer, click P to open up position. And then you want to drag this little lasso right here over to the position on name track. And as you can see, it is now snapped to your thing. So if you want to go back to David F, you can click S to bring out the scale, and then click and drag to the left to decrease it. As you can see, it's a little below where we want it to be. But we can fix that pretty easily by going back to David F once again, clicking A, and adjusting our anchor point Y by clicking and dragging to the right. We can move it up a little bit, and just like that. Oh, we also need to move it to the left. So click, drag X a little that way. So we'll see how that looks. Pretty nice, pretty smooth. As you can see right here, there's a lot of like, damaged things on it where your name would normally be behind. So you can actually cut out the name track or just your name layer for a couple of frames if it makes it look more legit. I did that with a couple of my clips in the montage. So that is your name done. That is the hardest part. Don't worry. So if you've gotten this far, you don't have much farther to go. So when it comes to the scoring, you need to change it to yourself again, or else it's kind of ruins. So you're gonna want to go down to your original video clip and mask out the Maui's name or whoever's name it is. You want the masks only to show up now. So if you move back one frame, they're gone. The way you can do this is you go into mask path. So you want to start on the very frame which it should start on. Click the little stopwatch. This will initiate a keyframe, and then you click Control and then this arrow with a back one. You should move the mask up here, and then you repeat the same process for the other one. And the mask will remain here until this frame where they will return. So once you've done that, you need to go to those masks, click subtract on both of them. And now guess what we need to do? That's right, content aware fill. Anyway, when the fill layer is done, it'll do a pretty good job. I mean, it won't be perfect, 'cause it's doing its best. But once again, this won't be noticeable when someone's watching it for the first time and it shows up for like 2 seconds or whatever. And so what you want to do is you want to get your name scored thing from a replay or something. You want to go to transform, and then you can adjust the position and scale. Let's look at that. Also, you want to cut the layer so that it only shows up here. So you want to just go to the frame where it starts, drag it. Things don't really snap in After Effects. You can just zoom really far in, then move it to the exact frame. Nice. So that's this clip done. We didn't die, so we don't need to do the kill feed. So let's just watch it. Yeah, I mean that's pretty solid. You can also edit the kill feed. I'll just give an example. So let's say it was me dying. We would go take the kill feed one, which you would once again take from one of your replays. And here it is. It's really zoomed out. So, you want to sort of get, when you use your snipping tool in your replay, you want to sort of get a lot of it. And yeah, so put it up here. Yep, there we go. It is just wide enough to well, cover it, and you can see, like, you can just barely see it, but you're not gonna see that like from out here, you know. But you can see the thing sort of pops up, so we're gonna need to keyframe it. So you're gonna want to go to click on the clip, hit P for position, click the stopwatch, and so that is blue. And so we want to move the thing onto the, you know, the thing. So just click drag the position keyframe so that it's right here, and then control this arrow to move it one frame forward. Then we're gonna go back to here, slide the position again, and you just want to do that over and over again. There we go. So we just made a couple keyframes for that. Let's go watch it. Oh, and we also want to cut the layer to where it begins, so that would be right here. So we want to cut out the layer. Is that one frame too much? No. Alright, so well, let's give this a watch. So this is if like we died. We'll play that, and it's pretty flawless. So there you go. That's how you do the kill feed. So here's like the whole name thing with the scored, and like, you know, you're dead if you died. And that is pretty much all I have today. I doubt anyone watched this far, but if you did, I don't know. Congrats. I'm glad you enjoyed the video. But anyway, if you did enjoy, if you are happy you can now prank your friends, leave a like, subscribe, and hope you all have a great rest of your day. Bye.